Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very comfy, if you will. Just got home from the gym, took a shower, had to wash my hair, and I decided to just turn on the camera and film because there are things I need to say. Or things you just want to hear. You guys have been requesting this video for a really long time and I'm finally getting around to do it. We're just gonna jump right into it. So a lot of you want to know what I prefer when I'm prepping for a competition. Do I want a meal plan or do I want flexible dieting? Now also, a lot of you want to know what I recommend. And it's not really a straightforward answer. Now, there are pros and cons to both. What's a meal plan and what's flexible dieting? A meal plan is when you have a strict meal plan that you follow so to reach, you know, a fat loss or muscle gain or whatever it is. Sorry, there's a hair on me. Flexible dieting, on the other hand, is you have a set of macros and you eat according to those macros. You pretty much have the ability to eat whatever you want if and only if they fit your macros, your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. For competition purposes and competition purposes only, I think that for me, a meal plan worked best. When I say meal plan, I'm not talking about bro foods from the very beginning of my prep. So in the beginning of my prep, it was a variety of foods. It was not just white rice and tilapia or white rice and chicken. I had a lot of different things. If you guys are following my prep, you guys know what I'm talking about, and I'll put the playlist down below for things that I was eating during my prep. But there was a variety of foods. There was, I don't even remember, I feel like it was so long ago, but there was salads and muffins and bananas and a lot of fruit. And when somebody thinks of a meal plan, they don't think of those things. They think of tilapia, asparagus, rice, or chicken. And I did have that meal plan, but it was towards the very end of my prep when it was getting closer to the competition. So, do I like meal plans or do I not like meal plans? I didn't have an issue with meal plans. The issue that I do have with a meal plan is when you get tired of it, you literally just have to suck it up and eat it because that's your meal plan. Now that's why I think that a meal plan is not necessarily the best option for someone that wants to lose weight and they don't have a competition or they don't have like a photo shoot or anything, because you're gonna get tired of it, you're gonna get sick of the food that you're eating, and then you're gonna just give up and maybe just like overeat on certain foods. That's why I think that flexible dieting is great for someone that wants to make a lifestyle change, lose some weight, and things of that nature, because you do get the flexibility to choose your foods according to your macros. And if you have, you know, a family event or a birthday party or you're going out with friends, you're able to pick and choose foods that you can eat and that are still benefiting you and helping you reach your goals, but yet you're still out with your friends and not saying no to things because you can't eat out. That was my issue when I was on prep. I was always bringing my food or trying my very best to make it work in a situation where I didn't have control over the food, like at a restaurant or I don't know what. Like if something happened and I was running behind and I didn't have my food with me, I'd have to like scurry and try to make it work, which, you know, led to some stress, which is why, again, I prefer flexible dieting. Now that I am not prepping and not competing for anything, I am doing flexible dieting and I absolutely love it, because some days I crave a banana and some days I crave oatmeal, or both. That's why I think that flexible dieting is probably the best way to reach your fat loss goals, because again, you have the flexibility to eat what you want as long as it fits your macros. Very simply put, I prefer flexible dieting over a meal plan any day of the week, especially if I'm not prepping for a competition. The pros of a meal plan is that you don't have to think about your food. You know exactly what you're eating. You don't have that. For me, I'm very indecisive, so I don't know what I want to eat most of the time. And that is one thing I really did enjoy about meal plan, that I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to work on like figuring out what fit or if I had enough carbs to hit or whatever it was. And it did take that stress away. Now, I will say though, that meal plans are perfect for a competition because of that reason. You already have enough stress trying to figure out how you're gonna reach this goal that you want to hit and be on stage. So not having to worry about what foods you're eating, not having to count your macros does make it a lot easier. I still have this stupid hair and it's really bothering me. Okay, see, I feel it. There it is. Where is it? I don't know. One con when it comes to meal plans and competing is that you will get sick of that food eventually. Now for me, my meal plan changed every 2 weeks. The beginning towards the middle of my prep and towards the end of my prep, it was very consistent and we didn't change foods very much. We did do that for a reason. So once you get closer to competition, you want to figure out what bloats you, what causes your body to look different, and you don't want to deviate from that. In the beginning of my prep, there was a lot of variety in my food, whereas towards the end of my prep, it was very bro. A lot of people think meal plans equals bro meal plan, but that's not the case. In the beginning of my meal plan, even the middle of my meal plan, I was eating muffins, I was eating a lot of fruit, and you know, like I said, it kept me satisfied in terms of like not only my hunger, but like my taste buds, you know what I mean? With flexible dieting, I think that's great if you are able to reach those goals. But for me personally, we're trying to figure out what worked best for me, and meal plan was what worked best for me. And again, I've said this before, I don't know if my first prep put me in a position where I was able to do really well on a meal plan. So that is something to consider. Somebody might like meal plan and somebody might hate meal plan because they are able to figure out what they need to hit that goal or to reach that goal that they want to reach. For an everyday person that doesn't have a competition, that they're not prepping for anything, I totally suggest a flexible dieting, just because if you do have an event or a family birthday party, or you want to just go out with friends, you are able to fit the foods, most of the foods in restaurants, you're able to fit into your macros and still be able to enjoy that time with your family and friends. Now, if you are on a meal plan, you probably will be inclined to say no more often to these plans because you don't want to be embarrassed that you can't eat, or you just can't say no to food in front of you. And you know, it just becomes more of a problem than an aid, you know, and you want something to benefit you. You don't want to add more stress into your life. You do these things to benefit you, and if flexible dieting benefits you in the way that you still are able to go out with your family and your friends, and you're able to socialize and go to parties and still be very social, then I totally suggest you do that. Because a meal plan, you know, for a person that's not competing or not prepping, it gets old, and it gets old really, really quickly. And what ends up happening is that you end up overeating because you are restricting yourself from all these foods. So for me personally, I would suggest flexible dieting for somebody that's not prepping, somebody that wants to lose weight, because at the end of the day, like, food is meant to be enjoyed, and if you are still able to enjoy these foods but still reach your goals, why not, right? I know a lot of you have asked me if I would do meal plan again. I don't have any competition dates set. I'm not even like thinking about that right now, but I think that yeah, I probably would do that again, especially towards the end of my competition. Maybe I'll do a mix of the two, where I'll do flexible dieting in the beginning, and then towards the middle and the end, switch to meal plan, because my body reacts to foods very, very easily. Like if I'm eating certain foods and I'll just change it up, my body reacts to that, and I bloat very, very easily. So like I said, in competition prep, you have to be very, very careful of what you're ingesting, because you don't want to mess anything up, especially once you're so close to competition date. So that's just a little bit of my thoughts, what I think. I think both of them are great. I decided to do a meal plan because I didn't want to knock anything down before trying it, and I'm glad I did. I had a great season. I learned a lot about my body, and I'm still learning. So both of them have their pros and their cons. If you guys have any questions on any of them, please feel free to leave them below, and I will definitely get back to you. Now, for me, right now, I'm doing flexible dieting because I want that flexibility. I am not prepping for anything, and I want to be able to enjoy foods with my family, with my friends, and just for me, because to be honest, I love food. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one.